या देवी सर्वभूतेषु ताररूपेण संस्थिता नमस्तस्यै 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 नमो नमः. Form of the source which is present in all of us in form of vibrations. We pray to it, we pray to it, and we pray to it. Energy in this universe is everything. Nothing works without energy. If you have more energy, better you are and happier you will be. And if you have less energy, you are likely to be sad and not happy. Energy basically is of three types. And those three energies are the energy of wisdom, energy of wealth, and energy of physical power. On these three energies, the whole universe is based upon. And these three energies are called feminine. When they get associated with any masculine part, creation takes place. Happiness comes in. Bliss starts automatically working on. And therefore, in case we want to attain bliss, we must understand how to balance these energies. And these energies then can be converted into several sub-energies. Basically, three energies gets converted into 10. They becomes 10 Mahavidyas, and then they can get converted in about 108 energies, and those emotions resides in our chakras. These energies are of two types, and you can experience them as vibrations. Those two types are one which are present inside of ourselves, for which we have to work on our inside. And the other things is energy is present around us. They are also very important. If you have got a life partner who quarrels every morning, afternoon, and evening, life doesn't remain good. If you are living in a home where negative vibrations are there, again, life is not good. When you go to a workplace, and in workplace, you don't happily work, you get envious to your fellow workers, you think that they are much better than you, again, you are not going to be happy. So what I say, that in case we want to attain the blissful state, we must balance these energies. And let us think and start with outer energies. Inner energies are more important, but therefore we are taking it little later. Outer energies we are taking first, and in that, the first comes the vibrations of your home. some home you like a lot. And you must have heard, and I have also heard so many times, that this house is lucky for me. And some other times we hear that this house is not lucky for me. After I have come here, only ruckus are there, only problems are there, happiness is not there, everyone is fighting among ourselves. These two houses are made of same cement, same bricks, same iron, same everything. But solid objects doesn't form the vibrations. What forms the vibrations is around energy present around the house. If there is not sufficient light, not sufficient heat, you don't feel good. This is an example I am giving. But what I want to say, that in case there is not the positive vibrations present in the home, then you don't feel good. Vastu or Feng Shui has described what to place where in case you want to get positive vibrations in the home, so that you are able to get the fresh air, sufficient energy, and you start becoming happy. Some of the rules of the Vastus are that your entrance should be either in the east direction or in the north direction or in the northeast direction to receive the positive vibrations coming from northeast, because sun rises in approximately east directions, sometimes goes little north, sometimes goes little south, but it remains in basically east direction.
So what did you say?
entrance-
What has to be in the northeast or east? What did you say? The what?
Your entrance.
The entrance. Okay.
Yeah. When you stand facing outside to your entrance, to your main door, you must face towards east or towards north to have the positive vibrations in your home.
Okay.
The energy what we must receive, the best energy is what we receive after reflection. And therefore, your sleeping place shall be in southwest direction. Because of the wind directions, toilet shall be placed in such a way that it should be in the northwest direction. And kitchen, the Agni Kona it is called, where fire should be in the house, and that fire should be in southeast direction. You must, the kitchen is very important place of the house, because from there you really receive the energy in yourself. And you know, the kind of mood you are in while cooking, it also reflects on the taste of the food. If you are happy, food becomes more tasty. If you are unhappy, you will make some mistake and it will become less tasty and less energious. So, while cooking, our face should be in north direction or in the east direction, so that when you are cooking, you are able to get the energy from the universe, which makes you happy, and that happiness is reflected in the food you are cooking. Similarly, this Vastu science is very vast. It is not possible for me to cover in this 30-40 minutes speech. But these are few very important tips which I have given in case you want to raise vibrations of your home. The quarrels, fights, ruckus will reduce down, energy will enhance, diseases will reduce, everyone will be energetic, and nobody will have mental instability. If you follow these rules of nature, these law of nature, to attain positive energy inside your home. Second is workplace. Workplaces are your offices, the factories. In the workplace also, your entrance should be towards east or towards north or towards northeast. Because morning energy, which comes from the sun, should be able to go to your office nicely. You know, if your food is not proper, the raw food, the wheat has got some difficulties, what we used to do, we used to put it in the sunlight, and it tends to become nice again. Sunlight is the basis of life on this earth. We do not realize it. We think that how is the sunlight important? But I tell you, your food, the source of energy on this earth, in any human being, in any animal, in any plant, in any creature, in any nature, is only sunlight. When sun rises, everyone gets up. When sun sets, you see all the animals, all the birds, they go to sleep. And when sun rises, plants starts the process of photosynthesis. That is how chlorophyll is produced, the greenery is produced. That greenery is being eaten by animals. And how can you survive? There are only 3 methods of surviving. You can take direct energy from the sun, or you can take indirect energy from the sun by eating those plants which has taken energy from sun, or by eating those animals which has eaten that plant which has taken energy from the sun, or maybe by eating those animals which has eaten that plant which has taken energy from the sun. But ultimately the source of energy on this earth is sun. If there is no sun, we will not be alive tomorrow. So when you make a house, make a workplace, you make in such a way that rising sun, when it gives you the energy without the ultraviolet rays, shall come to your house. And if those sun's energy comes in, and air gets automatically purified, and your mood swings, goes in the right direction. Here again, whenever you sit, try to keep your mouth, try to keep your face towards north, because always you receive the positive energy from north, and when these vibrations gets reflected from the south wall, they are very highly beneficial to you. And if you are owner of the business, you must try to sit in southwest direction. If you have something to fire, a furnace, or something, that you should try to put into southeast direction. Any heavy machineries you have, you try to put them in south direction. Anything you want to take out. Okay. What we take out from the body is sludge. And that sludge, where did I say that your toilet should be? In northwest direction. Now, what you want to take out in your business? The material you make. So your goods, your finished goods, which you want to go from your factory, go from your business, they should all be kept into northwest direction, because anything you put into northwest direction goes very fast. And when money comes in, don't put your money in northwest direction. Put it into south direction. And any safe for keeping money you make, it should be closed from south and shall open in the north. From north, the energy of wealth comes in your safe, and then you close it. It is not allowed to go out. And then the prosperity energy at the workplace will always remain if we follow these Vastu rules. Third method of raising our outer vibration is continuously visiting nature. Visiting nature is very much necessary because you need fresh oxygen, you need fresh air, you need air rich of oxygen. So whenever you get an opportunity, visit forest, go to a mountain top, go close to a seashore, whatever is closer to you. It's not necessary that I need to go 1,000 kilometers away where seashore is. If you have a mountain nearby, you go to a mountain. If you have got a seashore nearby, you go to a seashore. If you don't have mountain and seashore, then you go to a river front. If you don't have that also, you go and sit down where the greenery is. You don't have that also, go and sit down in the corporation park where they have grown some grasses. When we walk on the grass, specifically on wet grass in the morning, you know what you get? Your eyes gets energy. It is making your feet wet, but energy is received by your eyes, your mind calms down, headaches goes away. So all those who has got the problem of headache in their life, they should just walk 30 minutes on the green grass and see what is the difference between them. You have disbalanced your energy, and because of that, the problems are coming in. You try to balance them, and when you try to balance them, you will automatically start becoming healthy. Fourth method is remove your toxins. You know, we as a human being feel a lot of disgust about what is present in us. Sludge, the poop, the pee, everything we get disgusted. But if you want to remain healthy, you need to clean yourself and make yourself toxin free. The methods are given in yoga. You can do, should regularly brush. You shall regularly take shower. You should regularly do neti to clean your nostrils. You must do Nauli Kriya to clean your uh, food system. You must perform pranayamas regularly so that your breathing system remains healthy. Okay, and toxins which are present in form of organ, in form of carbon, when we perform pranayama, they tend to go away because when oxygen goes inside, it gets converted into carbon dioxide, and apan vayu is nothing but carbon dioxide. So you try to force, breathe inside for longer time so that it takes longer organic compounds along with your breathing out. So removal of toxins regularly from our body is must to have nice vibrations. The other thing is regularly do yogas. Make a point that this yoga, depending upon time availability you have, you can download from the website which has been given by Bettina to all of us. There is a free download available for 45 minutes yoga and for about 2 hours yoga. Whichever is suiting you. If you want to do 45 minutes, you can start with the 45 minutes. Also incorporate some of mudras. If not much, you just perform Dhyan Mudra, Gyan Mudra, and Yoni Mudra. If you perform even these three mudras, they are sufficient for you to have a nice vibration in your body. Okay. Dhyan Mudra is performed like this. This is something you have to put it here. Gyan Mudra is like this. And Yoni Mudra is like this. Okay. And we have anybody who wants can contact you or Olivia, and she can send you these mudras also if you want to have. But you must regularly perform mudras. Last but not the least, for outer vibration is reducing expectation. Expectation is a very big problem of the human life. We do not understand how big it is, but it is very big. Whenever you expect something from your near and dear ones, say you are expecting something from your life partner, and he doesn't fulfill it, what happens? You become sad. You expect that your children will be able to take care of you in your last stage of life, and they don't, you become sad. Whenever you expect and your expectation is broken, you always feel sad. So if you want to remove this sadness from your life, stop expecting. Everything, every concept, every problem, every happiness which is present in this universe has a mother. I have a mother, you also have a mother, every one of us has a mother. And the mother of sadness is expectation. If you don't allow your mother to come in, this child will never come. It comes along with mother. So, if you don't want to have sadness, you always want to have happy vibrations, then stop expecting things from others, including your close family members and your romantic partners. Your life will become happier. These are the methods for raising outer vibrations. Now, let us also try to go into our inner self and try to find out how can we raise our inner vibrations. Outer vibrations are useful for living a happy life, and inner vibrations connect you to your higher self. And if you get connected to your higher self, possibility of getting sadness becomes zero. Outer vibrations, all of us know, many of us know, but when it comes to inner vibrations, very few people among us knows about them, that how we should do them. I will try to take you how and what we shall do in order to attain our higher self. And the first among that is love. Love is the most important, the best, and the worst emotions known to human being. If you start loving someone, something starts happening in our heart. We start missing people. We start missing our romantic partners. We start missing our children. So love is a very important aspect of human life. And what is love? And what love I'm talking here? Convert all your love into unconditional love. What unconditional love is? I give my affection and my love to my children without expecting anything back from them. That is unconditional love. Unconditional love, you don't know how your partner will behave. You don't know how your mother will behave. You don't know how your uncle will behave. You don't know how your aunt will behave. Sometimes aunts and uncles behave like a friend. Some other times they start behaving like your enemy. Irrespective of how they are behaving, if we love them, our love towards them shall be unconditional. No conditions imposed. But in reality, what happens and why even love brings sadness to us? Today morning, 8 o'clock, you have not called me. This behavior of yours is not expected. And you become sad. Your children, you expect them to behave in a certain way and they don't, we become sad. But our love, if it is unconditional, sadness is not there. I love you the way in which you are. If that comes in, it is unconditional love, and that solves many problems of the human life. And it allows you self-love. And when self-love starts developing in you, all the love of the universe gets attracted towards your self-love. And everyone starts respecting you. Everyone starts loving you. All your family members, they will like to talk to you and they will like to love you in case self-love has started. Second point is, for raising the inner vibrations, we must perform regular meditation. Meditation is of two types: meditation on something and meditation on nothing. You can choose the object of your choice you meditate on, but do the meditation. And meditation is experiencing the object of meditation in our heart and shutting off all the senses temporarily. Close your eyes, you are not seeing. Your concentration level is so high inside yourself that you are not hearing anything from outside. All the senses you shut off and remain in yourself along with your ist, along with the object of meditation for as long as you can. That makes you calm inside, that makes you rise the vibrations inside, and you start moving towards meditative state in which you connect yourself with your ist, with your higher self. And the moment you connect with your higher self, most of your problems, they start looking opportunities to you. I was reading a management book, and a very beautiful thing I read. There are two types of people. One who has got the possibility to become successful. And how they behave, they see opportunity in every problem. And there are other people who doesn't want to be successful. They see problems in every opportunity. You give them anything, they get anything. They always will say, oh my God, there are so many problems in this project, I will leave it. Life is not a problem. And nothing is impossible in life. One of these days when I was talking to you, I told that impossible means I am possible. The spelling of impossible is I am possible. Mm-hmm. And therefore, and how things becomes possible, how your vibrations rises is by making a decision to do a particular thing, and that is called in spirituality sankalpa. If you have got a strong sankalpa, everything falls in place. So with strong sankalpa, you must do regular meditation. Next point is understanding yourself. Most of us, we never understand ourselves. Who we are, we don't know. What is there inside me, we don't know. We only know if we cut, the blood will come out. What is there in our blood, where the breath goes in, where something happens, why these emotions comes in, where these emotions are in our body, how they start popping up sometimes and some other times they don't. For understanding this, we have to understand chakras. There are 8.4 million storage points in our body. There are 8.4 million storage points in our human body. 7 of them are very prominent. And these 7 points are called chakras. And when they start energizing, then Kundalini Shakti starts rising. Every chakra has got some petals, and each petal has got one emotion associated with it. And each petal has a sound vibration associated with it. Those sound vibrations are called mantras. So, mantras of a particular petal helps us enhance the energy of the petal and enhance that emotions. So, when we must also try to understand how chakras and how energy behaves. And when we start doing that, energy starts rising up and our state changes from unconscious to subconscious. Unconscious state of the human being is that everyone is different. Everyone is, I see with a suspicious eye. You will harm me. She will harm me. You will also harm me. This is the state of your unconsciousness. When the state of some consciousness comes in, you start seeing the same energy of source in every one of us. And then the feeling that everyone will harm us goes away. How can they harm when they have got the same energy as me? And then from here also you rise to the state of consciousness. The state of consciousness is that you understand that everyone is nothing but source. Everyone is same. You and me, there is no difference. Same energy, same everything. And when we are same, all the conflicts, all the disputes of this world automatically dies off. And then comes a state, and that state is called non-duality. Till now you are in the bondage of creation and creator. I and my higher self. Me and God. This is the state of duality. With this chakra rising, when consciousness comes in, this consciousness takes us to the state of non-duality. When we are able to experience that the whole universe is present in me. I am nothing but universe. Universe is nothing but me. This feelings starts coming to us, and when this feeling comes in, we start experiencing a permanent happiness called bliss. And nothing matters to us. And when we remain in this permanent state of blissfulness, I get oneness with my Esther. I get oneness with source. There is no difference at this stage between me and source, and that is what the final goal of human being is. I wish that all of us starts rising our vibrations and reach to the state where we understand that we are nothing but source. Thank you.